Reading Adventure 1. Pedro and Isabella joined their friends at the Roman Colosseum. They had walked all night on the newly built roads, and they were sweaty and hot. They were glad to have a seat to sit in the arena to watch the gladiators. Reading Adventure 2. Pedro and Isabella joined their friends at the theater. They had taken the bus from home and were waiting outside for their friends to arrive. They were planning to watch the new action movie. They just had to buy their tickets. Title and text: Galileo's Experiment, the Roman Colosseum. The title is either on the book cover or at the top of an article. The title follows the rules of capitalization and punctuation. The style of the text is also a feature. Sometimes the text is bold, as in headings. It could be in italics, like when the title of an article is used. Colored and highlighted text draw your eye to the key words and other important details. Headings and captions. Headings are used to group ideas together. Headings help a reader to quickly find the details and information they are looking for. A caption is usually under an image, and it explains the image or the information presented. Glossary and index. A glossary is a mini dictionary of special words from the text. The included words are placed in alphabetical order with their meaning. An index lists frequently used words from the text in alphabetical order. In this example, if you wanted to find specific details about cameras, the index provided tells you to look on pages 4 and 5. Here you see the word camera, and these are the pages 4 and 5. And finally, tables and labels. Tables, charts, graphs. Labels. Tables, charts, and graphs add more detail to the topic of the text. Usually a caption clarifies what the information is and how it connects to the text. Labels are bits of text added to diagrams, pictures, and illustrations to help the reader understand the important details. Labels also provide clues to help the reader learn new words by connecting images with words. These are all text features. Here's a chart of text features. Why people travel. That's a chart. The diagram of a flower. A timeline. An image with captions and a graph. The article, The History of Travel, includes some text features. Follow along and add notes to your text feature printable. When reading and looking at text features, it's important to understand how the text and the feature support each other. Combine the information you learn from the features and from the text to learn the most information about a topic. The History of Travel, written by Viola McCartney. Throughout history, travel has gone through many changes. Today, most people travel for pleasure. This is fairly new because not too long ago, travel was done out of necessity. Traveling for necessity is the act of traveling to find food, water, safety, or work. Early civilization. Early humans invented the wheel. The beginning of the Roman Empire, 27 BC. Wealthy aristocrats travel for leisure in the 1600s. The Industrial Revolution in the 1700s. The beginning of modern tourism, 1841, and the invention of airplanes, the 1900s. Early humans who lived long ago lived very differently than humans live today. Before the wheel was invented, they traveled everywhere by foot. They traveled for necessity. When the wheel was invented, everything changed. People and animals were able to pull carts and move easily from one place to another. They were able to trade goods, and they grew curious about the world around them. The curiosity and need for survival encouraged new ideas. People wanted to cross water, looking for necessities such as food and shelter. This exploration led to the creation of the first sailboat. With travel becoming easier, they realized they could achieve more knowledge, trade, and power. Exploration. As civilization began to grow, people began to expand their areas of travel. The desire to explore and conquer new land was strong. Still, this is considered traveling for necessity because traveling was not done just for fun. It wasn't until the Roman times, when Romans began building easily accessible long distance roads, that people started traveling for pleasure. Extremely wealthy Romans built holiday villas in other locations, marking the beginning of travel for leisure. The steam locomotive became a mode of transportation for pleasure travelers. The Industrial Revolution. In the mid 1700s, new inventions initiated the time period known as the Industrial Revolution. Soon travel would expand to the use of trains and become affordable for more people. In 1841, Thomas Cook had an idea. He would personally organize a train ride and lunch for a large group. With this new idea, everybody wins. The railway company was happy to fill so many seats. Passengers were happy because they didn't have to organize their own journey or food. Thomas Cook was happy too because he received a share of the profits. Then he started advertising tours of different cultures and foreign countries. This launched the tourism industry, and it was a great success. Traveling became a leisure activity. In the early 1900s, a new mode of transportation would allow even more people to travel for pleasure. The Wright brothers invented airplanes, and their popularity grew over the span of two world wars. After World War II, large bombers were converted into commercial aircrafts. This changed the flying industry. It now focused on both necessity and recreation. Today, more people travel by airplane than by boat. Important Industrial Revolution inventions. A number of inventions, and this tells you the years that the inventions were made. And it gives you a little graphic to show you what the invention was. As the Industrial Revolution took off, so did the number of inventions, like an oil rig. Glossary. Impulse. Strong urge or desire. Industrial Revolution. A period of invention between the 1700s and 1800s. Necessity. Being required or indispensable. And recreation. an activity done for enjoyment. This is like a mini dictionary, a glossary. While people traveled out of necessity for most of history, a few key inventions and ideas led to people traveling for recreation. Now more than ever, travel for pleasure has become more popular. Recreation travel is not affordable for all people, but many still need to travel for necessity. Each type of travel is fulfilling in its own way. Travel Today, written by Claudio Caponeri. There are many reasons to travel, but most people will agree that travel is fulfilling. Today's purpose for travel is mostly recreational, but can still be out of necessity. The difference between the two is that recreational traveling is for leisure, and traveling out of necessity comes from responsibilities like work. Traveling for necessity. Some people travel out of necessity. Traveling for necessity is traveling because you need to. An example of this would be traveling to find work. If there are not many jobs in the area where you live, traveling becomes necessary. A long time ago, the main reason for travel was out of necessity. Settlers in North America traveled west to find lands to live and work on. They did this because it was an opportunity for a better life. Today, traveling as a necessity is not as common, but is still occurring. For example, many people travel to farms to help with the harvest. During this time, workers leave their homes and travel to where the work is. Some decide to travel back and forth or move to a location that offers permanent work. So here is a chart of why people travel. Actually, it's a graph, I'm sorry. Why people travel. Work related, other, and leisure. Make sure you're looking carefully at the text features for each story. Finding a job is a fulfilling experience. Earning your own money and working hard is rewarding. People who travel for necessity often learn to love their new environment. They become part of a new community and learn about a different culture by becoming a part of it. If traveling is a requirement, it could possibly take away the joy of going to a new place. Feeling forced to do something, like move across the country for work, can make people discouraged about their skills. They also have to leave friends and family members behind. It is not easy to travel out of necessity, but it can be fulfilling in its own way. Traveling for recreation. Traveling for recreational purposes has become very popular. People travel for pleasure when they want a break or when they want to explore a new place. If someone lives in a climate with warm temperatures, they might want to travel to a colder climate. That way, they can try leisure activities like snowboarding or sledding. Trying new things is a great way to grow as a person. Traveling for recreation is fulfilling because it allows people to learn more about the world. Traveling also helps us understand other cultures. It's a great way to connect with people that you might not have met otherwise. People who travel for recreation usually treasure the memory. However, traveling for recreation can be very expensive. Unfortunately, it is not possible for many people because it costs too much for them. There are some affordable ways to travel for recreation. Traveling shorter distances, traveling by bus, waiting for sales are good ways to travel and save money. The impact of social media on travel. Social media has become an important factor in travel. When people are connected via social media, it is easy to get personal advice about places to visit. Looking at people's personal photos and learning about their experiences eliminate the bias of advertising. Advertising companies try to attract travelers in order to gain their business. This helps them make money. Social media has had an impact on people who travel. It allows them to stay in touch with their friends and families while they are away. Travel is always changing. Even though most people travel for recreation, some still travel for necessity. Each reason for traveling is fulfilling in its own unique way. In the future, traveling will hopefully become more accessible to everyone. Here's the glossary for this story. Fulfilling, making someone feel happy or satisfied. Leisure, use of free time for enjoyment. Necessity, being required or indispensable. And recreation, activity done for enjoyment. Our writing piece this week has to do with an opinion writing. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. However, when expressing your opinion, it is best if you can provide facts and support why you feel the way you do. Good writers use information from the text, their own knowledge, and sensory language to help others understand. Think, decide, explain. Think about your idea, decide what you're going to say, and then explain it. Remember to elaborate. You can better express your opinion by elaborating on your thoughts. Give reasons. Start of school, start of many sports seasons, championship seasons for summer sports. Provide important information. Special holidays in the fall, fall harvest of many fruits and vegetables, average temperatures is comfortable. I think that fall is the best season. That's your topic. Then you give reasons, you provide important information, you describe with the five senses. It's not too hot or cold, there's fresh, cool air, yummy fall treats to eat around holidays, and then you add examples like outdoors activities, carving pumpkins, farmers markets. So both of these charts provide details about opinion writing. If you don't have these, print them and place them in the resource section of your writing binder. Here we have 3 things you can print out. Think, decide, explain chart. Okay, you're going to think about your topic. You're going to decide what you're going to write about, and then you're going to explain it. Here is a good idea that when you're going to explain, tell your story to someone first before you write it down. Then you can hear and listen to it and decide better what to put inside of your writing. Elaborate anchor chart. It's a bigger version. Here's your topic in the middle, and you're going to give your reasons, provide your important information, describe with your 5 senses, and add examples. Mind you, any one of these can become a paragraph all by itself, or it can be a couple of sentences in a paragraph. And your opinion writing graphic organizer. Use this planning page to help you organize your ideas for your opinion essay. Once we go over the prompt, write it in there, write your hook, your controlling idea, which is what you decided you were going to write about. You always need a topic sentence, give a reason, give your evidence, explain, and your closing sentence. Same thing for your second paragraph. This should be another reason with an explanation and some evidence, a topic sentence, and a closing sentence. Your third paragraph should be a final reason, topic sentence, reason, evidence, closing statement, and finally your conclusion, which is wrapping up your writing. Restate your controlling idea and write your finishing closing sentence. This piece of paper is what you're going to be turning into me by the end of the week. Your opinion. After thinking about the writing prompt, you can start to decide what details you would like to include. This is a flexible stage. You may change your mind several times, and that's okay. So step 1, start by creating your controlling idea, and this will guide you, your thoughts, and keep you focused while you read. Write this onto your plan. Remember to include key words from the prompt in your controlling idea and underline these words. Step 2, reread the articles. You might do this several times. Use the text marking anchor chart to guide your annotations. And step 3, after reading the articles, you'll be ready to move on. Review the details you have highlighted. Is there a general idea that presents itself? Group the ideas together. Similar ideas may be used in the same paragraph. Write the details and your plan onto your graphic organizer. You now have a tool to guide your writing. You may use past graphic organizers to help. Hold on to all the parts of your essay. You will work on this throughout the module. After looking at your graphic organizer, decide whether you have enough reasons and evidence for 2 or 3 body paragraphs. Decide and plan for that number. So if you have 2 good reasons, it should be an introductory paragraph, reason 1, reason 2, conclusion paragraph. Here's your text marking anchor chart. Draw a box around all the text features, bold print, captions, headings, unknown words. Draw a circle around your unknown words so that you can then go back and look them up. Key evidence. Underline key evidence in a paragraph or section. And keywords. Write 3 to 5 keywords in the margins that connect the main idea of the section. This is all just to help you plan your writing. A lesson summary. These are the 2 stories that I read to you, The History of Travel and Travel Today. Here's your self-check, which I want you to complete. Your assignment is your writing graphic organizer. You will be getting a feel for writing an opinion essay. Now, here's your writing prompt. This is important. The text set discussed the history of travel and the changes that have occurred over the years. In your opinion, which type of travel is more fulfilling? Travel for recreation or travel for necessity? Use evidence from both texts to support your response. You will use the articles, The History of Travel and Travel Today for this essay, and I read those to you. I hope this helps with your reading of the 2 stories.